Special note on trying to influence people or get through to people or help people understand. Everybody over 35, I mean, within the 30 to 35-year range, you can come to some different conclusions. But ultimately, there's no way in heaven or hell or on the earth where we all dwell that I can convince anybody that Santa Claus does not wear a black belt or black boots or a red suit, white lined. Everybody has their concept of Santa Claus. He has a great big beard and rosy cheeks. I cannot convince anybody, except maybe a child. That's why I'm talking 30 to 35, after 35. There's no way you can convince anybody concerning their belief system, their religion, their lack of religion, their arguments for atheism, their arguments for extraterrestrials. Everybody is set in their mind what they choose to see and think. Nothing I can do to convince anybody to move in any direction. Can't influence. You can use power of suggestion. That just pisses people who think off. There's nothing you can do to convince a 35-year-old that Santa Claus doesn't wear the suit he wears. And there's nothing you can do to change their views of the evil one. They have set in their imagination a Santa Claus, and then it becomes everybody agrees. Let's draw a picture of what everybody agrees what Santa Claus looks like. Okay, now let's draw a picture of what everybody thinks the evil one looks like. And let's everybody draw a picture of what we think Jesus' work was, is, and how it benefits each of us. Because how does it benefit us? And it's human nature to blame somebody else. Okay, Jesus is the manager. Take it to the manager. If the life experience, food for thought, the meal, the life that we've carved out for ourselves that we're not happy with, blame Jesus. Put it on Jesus. And what should happen to Jesus if all this goes upside down and we have to hear one unkind word? Now, there's a danger to treating others as one would like to be treated. There's a caveat to that. Well, if you have no self-esteem, then you don't mind being treated any which way but loose. If you have no self-esteem, you will treat others any which way you want. But there's no convincing anybody of anything new. Not after the age of 35 anyways. It really isn't. No matter what level of maturity you've gained, that's the number of times you've tracked around the sun. Those are the habits, those are your concepts. You can't tell me that Marilyn Monroe didn't experience on camera an attempted rape. You can't convince me that was wrong or was not wrong. You can't convince me that somehow it was just a movie. It was just a movie, her getting tackled. Was that a stunt person? No, nobody can change anybody's views. I mean, I've tested it. I walked up to regular old business guys, I mean, in their 30s and 40s. Hey, man, I ain't convincing you that the sky is any other color than what you've already determined in your mind and what your retina perceives. I mean, I can't call it a new color. It's blue. That's what we call blue. That's what we call basically powder blue. It's not even a true blue. But everybody knows the sky is blue. Leaves are green. Bark on a tree is brown. And so that we all come together on the same page as humans, and the dirt we're all going to become. That's a reality check. That's where we can all park ourselves and say, okay, that's not Santa Claus. My perception of Santa Claus. That's not Satan. My perception of Satan. That's not Lucifer. My perception of Lucifer. And it's certainly, we can be thankful to Christ, but that's not Christ. What we've all determined his work is, and our work relative to his work. So, for a reality check, we use colors. And we have a blue sky, green leaves, brown trees, and the dirt we're all going to become. That's about the only reality we share. I think that's why I like color so much. Can't convince anybody that life is any different than it is from their perspective. Some people are colorblind. They're going to see a different shade of blue, a different shade of green, a different shade of brown. But nobody can refute. And the dirt we're all going to become someday. So I guess I'm kind of catching up to Solomon in my vehicle, that is life. And it's all useless. It's all pointless. God's will, Christ's will, the Holy Spirit's will on their time, not ours. God's work is always time sensitive because he needs it done now. Anyways, just a little contemplation on reality. Have a wonderful 4th of July, everybody. We're going to enjoy the light shows. We're going to enjoy the rockets' red glare. Nothing's more exciting to a human being than watching something just blow up in the sky. Everybody likes it. Now, of course, there's a concussive effect of the fireworks. That's going to piss a lot of people off. Shit happens, man. That's where you took your machine, your body, your brain, your mind, and unless you're, trying to get in line with God's will, all you are is a machine. You just go through it. You click off time at work like it was nothing. I know how that goes too. In any event, have a wonderful 4th of July. In case you were wondering if I had any offering for the 4th of July, be safe. And don't do stupid shit, which is the sane part. Now, it's pretty stupid shit not doing God's will or even trying to attempt to understand what his will would be. You have some that are going to ask, well, what is God's will? Be cool with each other, man. Don't be a dick. Just be cool.